Everybody, everyone here in the back?
Yeah.
Yes, good, thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Rob Mason. I'm the Director of Destination Country and Outback New South Wales, and a bit more about that later. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land we have today and pay my respects to the past and future, then the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders here this morning. Destination Country and Outback New South Wales was created about 18 months ago. We're one of the networks as part of Destination New South Wales. We have Nicola and Mitch here as well. And we're very proud to be supporting this destination and this. We look after 61% of the state, for those who understand it, twice the size of the UK. And we have 3 members of staff. But our first task was to, and directors, our first task was to create a destination management plan, which is a tourism plan for our region. And we have 7 main game-changing themes. But one we really want to say is astro tourism is on our front page of our destination management plan. We see this to be one of the things that unites the whole of the country and outback is the night sky. And we think that many people say, oh, it's food and wine. The night sky unites everybody. So we have created a short video of the area, which is available to people. So I just need to make a few acknowledgements first of all. So a special thank you to Zealan Spring Dark Sky Committee, the Australian National University, National Parks and Wildlife Service, Warrumbungle Shire Council, and the International Dark Sky Association. We worked with Destination New South Wales and head office to create this short film shoot, and allowing access, thank them for access to the sites and providing the talent for the shoot. It's been developed by head office for local tourism stakeholders to share and showcase the dark sky. It's also featured on visitnewsouthwales.com as part of the stargazing and storytelling road trip, which is part of our plan. So Nicola and Mitch are here to answer any technical questions later on. There. Standing up, yes, there you go. And now can show the short video, it's about 90 seconds, and then we'll talk for our first speaker.
Remnants of an old volcano that erupted 17 years ago. Warrumbungle National Park has been declared the first international dark sky park in the southern hemisphere and indeed the first in Australia. It's so accessible, so really So the rest is on nsw.com. So please do look at it. Some great shots there. Those are views. So our first speaker for astro-tourism this morning is Nalayini Brito from New Zealand. Welcome, Nalayini.
Taking you through the journey, we have 2 dark sky places in New Zealand. In New Zealand, the currently my journey started 2 years ago. I was an astronomer. I was actually at a holiday home and an environment called Island, which has the Milky Way just right over our place. So I hadn't realized, I didn't know a lot about dark skies until 2 years ago, when the New World Atlas, Fabio Falchi's groundbreaking. New Zealand, Australia, and this. So, and the statistics were stunning. A third of humanity can't see the Milky Way, and this is the Milky Way I see all the time. And 80% of the world is light polluted, 99% of the cities are light polluted. So it really sort of made me interested in the New Zealand statistics. My approach to dark skies is more conservation driven, and the attitude is it's not them and us. We have all collectively created this. This is a developed world problem. We all want our 24/7 whatever, hospitals, or airports, shops, petrol stations. We want to live that way, and affluence has driven us that way. So that's sort of quite clear. In the developed world, there are just 2 countries that are dark, Australia and New Zealand. And as I tell the New Zealanders, Australia is much darker than New Zealand, but no one goes to those dark places. Whereas New Zealand is very, very accessible. So New Zealand, I'm proud to say within a 20-minute drive from anywhere you can see the Milky Way. So it is a thin 2 little islands, and it's accessible. So that made me sort of interested in it. So I do what I do. I got hold of some measuring equipment and started measuring up Auckland. So where we live, that's about 4 kilometers from the central city, just 80.8 MPSAS. Those of you who know, it's not very bright. I can see 30, 40 stars on a very good day. The city center is 16.5. My holiday home averaged around 21.3. That's the entire island where we live is more close to 21.5. And the observatory, Auckland Observatory, is right in the heart of the city because we want to make it accessible to people, and that was for me 19.3. So that was Auckland. And a third of New Zealand population lives in Auckland. It is the most light polluted place in New Zealand. But the New Zealand statistics of this study was stunning. 96.5% of the land area you can see the Milky Way from, but only 16.6% of the population lives there. And obviously, my holiday home was one of those. So then the quest changed to identifying pristine night skies, because more than half the land has pristine night skies, but only 2.8% of the population lives there. So that was sort of sparked my curiosity. Less street lighting there, less advertising lighting, and that's the rain. So it's promising. It could have been a silver, dark sky park, silver. Then I looked at this map. This is the same world map. And this is where Wahiki Island is. And that's Great Barrier Island. Now, I have never been to the Great Barrier Island, but I convinced Gareth that we should go see there, measure it out. So that's further away. That's about 83 kilometers away. Less residents, it's under 150 people in a much larger area. They have no main power, it's off the grid, which I didn't know. There are no street lights, no advertising lights, the airport has no lights at night. The wharves have no lights at night. And people who generate their own electricity using solar and generators don't want to waste it. So there's no outdoor lights. Sensor lights, so it's very economic. They have a sort of self-imposed curfew. So no wonder we did. So I went there for the first time on the 1st of September in 2006. This World Atlas came out in July, I think. And by December, we had filed basically. There were a lot of people who were skeptical, met with the local authorities, and I told them, you know what, you're very dark, you could apply for a provisional rating. All you needed is a will and numbers, and then you have 2 years to get your act together and do the legislation and whatever. And the local board, 60% of the land area on that island is owned by the Department of Conservation. And people who live there off the grid, they love everything pristine. The beaches are pristine, the forest areas are pristine. So it was a no-brainer for them to embrace the skies. So they said, we don't want to waste time with provisional rating, we want to go for the full rating. So we applied for it, and in June, it was accredited a dark sky sanctuary. At the time, it was the 3rd international dark sky sanctuary in the world. The skies are indeed pristine, and as you can see this light dome, the entire island is dark. So, but we did have a dark sky reserve in New Zealand from 2012. It was, I think, the 3rd place in the world. It was the largest dark sky area in the world. Very well known globally. It's arguably the best place in the world to stargaze, mostly because of it's not the sky. I get into a lot of trouble in New Zealand. Pristine skies are pristine skies. No one can be better than the other. But it's the everything else that goes with it that makes the difference. And I always say, I went to a conference in Scotland. That's where I met Marty, and they had 12 or 15 dark sky places there. And the thing I learned there is every dark sky place is a dark sky place in a different way. Right? They always have something else to offer. So we had the example of Tekapo, which was well known. But 30 people, 3 years, and half of the 30 people had PhDs because we had the New Zealand's #1 observatory. Very proud of it, but it was seen as a one-off because we don't have an observatory, we don't have 30 people with PhDs. But Great Barrier Island has, it's a little off-the-grid island with 950 people, and basically all the work was done by Gareth and myself and a couple who were resident on the island. So 4 of us made it happen. So then it became a catalyst for the rest of New Zealand to wake up and say, hey, we've got dark skies, what's so special about them? So there's an island here called Stewart Island, and they were the first to wake up and say, they're just like us, we are better, so we should not that. So that got a lot of action, lots of people contacting us and finding out more about it. And Auckland Council, because a third of the people live there, it's well lit, they are battered for traffic problem, all sorts of problems. They suddenly got very puffed up about the fact they had a dark sky reserve on their sort of in their region. So they got, and I think the problem with dark skies is it's mostly ignorance. I genuinely believe it's ignorance. So people don't realize, only astronomers look up and notice the sky degrading over time. This is a conservation initiative that's driven by astronomers. IDA was founded by 2 astronomers, and most people involved in are astronomers. Other people, they don't notice it. And when I got started, I'm embarrassed to say I had no idea of the health impact, the environmental impact. I was coming at it from the dark sky, preserve it, for the future generations. This is the sky our ancestors saw. This is the sky the world overseas. So then I proceeded to analyze Auckland. So I noticed that facts and statistics that are specific to the location speaks to the decision makers. So this is quite obvious. That was taken by Chris Hadfield from ISS in 2013. That is the population map, which shows these islands are less populated and the 6% is highly populated. And that's the light pollution map. it's very obvious that light emission follows population distribution and land use. That's like the airport, or if there's a place that's used as a particular way, it's very big. And this was done by John Valentine, that's 2012 Snowy satellite image. 5 years later, these are the incremental lighting that's happened. And if you houses there or whatever, so that sort of is a good talking point. They can do it. There's no interest there, and there's a Whitechapel is dangerous. That's an area that's covered by Heritage Act, and they are expected to protect the heritage. And one of the heritage is to protect the dancers. But when they do the annual monitoring, they never monitor it, so they didn't know how to do it. So they contacted us and said, guys, can you help us to monitor this? So there again, the skies are dark enough for a silver rating or bronze or whatever. So they are interested. So I decided to do a comparative study of Great Barrier Island, Waiheke Island, that ranges, and we live in the pink area, very dark area. And so there, one is pristine night skies, one is rural, one is on the rural-urban border, and the measuring for 10 minutes, and just example darkest next to the difference between that's very interesting. I didn't know this, but there's an urban-rural boundary in Waiheke Island, and so that's the difference there. You want to speed up? So that was the start. And this is what happens when you live in an urban area. Dark areas, you can see it. It's quite striking, and the pristine area where there are clouds. And the real culprit, the study's real finding was things like that and what makes a difference. IDA have confirmed that 50% of the license is coming. So that's our plan, is to create some buffer zones, these areas get predicted. Great Barrier Island has registered itself as a person of interest. So if some parts of Auckland light up that could create a light dome, then they should be careful. So that's having an effect on Auckland light pollution to be controlled. So Island, Otago, Dunedin has been talking about it for a while. Martinborough, Wairarapa, so it's like a big national phenomenon. Light emission in New Zealand, this is the study. We actually lagged the world in light emission. Actually, New Zealand is pretty dark. Zero tilt, every lighting can individually control, it's smart lighting. So there, and it's dimmed from 11:30 to 6 a.m. and each local board can request for different hours. And astrotourism, if you move to astrotourism, the best example is Araki Mackenzie. That's June 2012. In 5 years, they have doubled the guest nights, 400,000 nights to 800,000 nights. People come all the way. There's a flight from China that comes straight into Tekapo. So if you want to study astrotourism best practice, this is a place to visit. There's a lot of businesses. It's very well done, and annual increase is 15% per annum. That's been steady for the last 5 years. They can't handle the visitors now. So they're very supportive of other places becoming dark sky reserves to offload their visitors. In New Zealand, last year we passed the outer space rocket lab. I don't know anyone's heard of them. So we actually passed all these laws. So it's become a space faring. Space is also in people's minds. These are the dark sky places candidates. There are two in Auckland itself. That's Great Barrier Island. That's Wairara. They have actually installed 3,000 Kelvin lights all over central Otago. And it had nothing to do with dark skies. They just thought that was the thing to do. So now there's an interest in making that whole area dark skies. So they have done the hard yards. And that's Stewart Island. And that application is in already. So these are the 6 places, and there are at least another 6 people who are interested in talking about it. So what we then did is Gareth and I shifted gear. We are now talking to the central government. We have spoken to a couple of cabinet ministers, and there's an interest and John Barrett visited New Zealand. He's gone round, he organized a tour. So we are now looking at it, making it a national initiative. So the reason we can pull it off is tourism is the biggest industry in New Zealand. It's the largest foreign exchange earner. It's very vital to our economy. If you add the support and main services, that's about more than 10%. And 14.5% of the employment comes from that sector. So to shift it to sustainable tourism is like an easy sell for us. And also the benefits are spread from urban to rural economy. And cultural tourism, we have a great tradition of and then you ask the question, what happens if there are so many dark sky places? And that's the UK. Look at them. They're so much brighter than New Zealand. And they've got 11 international dark sky places. And 20 or 30 that's locally accredited. So there is room, and we are the same size as them. So that's so next year, the Scottish conference sponsored by International Dark Sky Association. It was the first such conference outside of the US. The second one, they wanted to have one in the southern hemisphere. So that will be in Tekapo, Rocky Mackenzie next year, in October. That's the embryonic website. Yeah, so it will be a 2-day conference, much like what we are having here, multidisciplinary, and it will be followed by a Starlight Festival for the next 2 days. That will be more. You can see the astro tourism showcase, and it's a Captain Cook anniversary time as well. So there'll be a slice of that. So that's us.
The banter yesterday between New South Wales and any questions from the audience? Mitch, no, you can't go.
The China initiative. It's just on the map. As I said, it's everything else that goes with it. I mean, from an astro-tourism point of view, the first thing you've got to ask is, what do they do during the daytime? Right? It's all fine. No one's going to come and sit there all day waiting for the sky to go dark, and then it could turn cloudy or things could go wrong. I mean, we were trying to spoiling the act. So beautiful marketplace. Lots of interesting moves, lots of stuff during the day. And that's important that it's there. But they have done a super job of marketing it. You know, the No, I should explain this a little. When I listened yesterday, I realized that a lot of battle goes on between the New Zealand, we do local boards, for example, each local board has someone called the democracy advisor. That's the title of the job. And that person's job is to liaise with the needs of the people they represent. And every month, anybody can ask for a 10-minute slot to speak on any topic they like, and they have to be heard. So if they make a good case, the board might then and there approve it. If they don't make a good case, they'll note it, thank it, but they have to deal with it. So we do have a voice that way. Every citizen has a voice to turn up and do that. So then the local board are elected to the post. So we use them as champions. So they want to, right, I'm here now, the Waiheke local board chairman is chasing me up saying, hey, what's happening? So what we did was, we didn't push it. We just said, wonderful opportunity. These guys are great. This is how our ancestors saw it. This is how they came here. Wouldn't it be great? And they bought into it. So we had to give them statistics, whatever. And the people part, I'm a great believer in the people part, which is what Mani mentioned. Somebody needs to connect the dots and activate the people. So what we have done, our approach has been to help people to enjoy the night skies, naked eye. The beauty of dark sky places is naked eye stargazing. You don't need telescopes. And you just have to bring that on board, and then the rest just happens.
I think we should actually put a bid in to go, actually. Director, though. Any other questions? But you're here for the rest of the day, aren't you? Fantastic. 800,000 tourists.
And they come. It's a destination spot. People fly in, and same thing's happening at Great Barrier Island. People are flying in and looking at the stars and flying out. In Asia, Japan, China, they can't see stars. So people are flying as they see the stars. And the couple we worked with, they bumped into a Japanese group on the beach, and they had asked, what's brought you here? And said, don't you know Great Barrier Island is so famous? We've come to look at the stars. By the way, you have to mark it as well. This is the Singapore Airlines in-flight magazine. Gareth and I were coming back from the UK in July. This was sitting in our pocket. It was there for the whole of July. This is Great Barrier Island, and there's a 10-page article in there. So this is how you market it is also important. And I think
free advertising by sound of it. Anyway, thank you very much. You put your hands together.